Hi, I'm Ernie Conover. I'm frequently asked what would be the best lathe to buy. That's not an easy question to answer, for every turner's needs varies greatly with the type of work they do and their budget. Lathes come in 3 sizes. There's mini lathes like this one sitting on the bed of this big one-way. In fact, we could chuck this lathe between centers in this big lathe. There's midi lathes, which are sort of in between minis and full-size lathes, and they're an excellent choice for most people. Finally, there's full-size lathes like this big one-way. Each has advantages and each costs more in price. Let's take a look at each in turn and sort them out for you. Mini lathes have a swing of 8 to 10 inches over the bed and 12 to 15 inches between centers. They cost between $200 and $600. The cheaper end of that scale will give you step pulleys with changing the belt for speed change, while paying more will generally get you a DC control and motor, which gives you variable speed, a nice feature. They are often bought simply as a pen lathe to turn pens. Pens has brought thousands of people to turning, and they do this job admirably. But they will also turn lots of other neat stuff. They'll turn small bowls to about 8 inches in diameter. They're excellent for small natural edge bowls. They'll turn boxes, which are little lidded containers with a friction fit lid. This is a box for my hearing aids. And they're also great for what are called hollow forms, which are spindle turned bowls. The grain is running up and down in this little vessel. They're generally sort of amphora shaped. Here's one in the chuck being turned as we talk. These are a great lathe for anybody just wanting to try turning to see whether they really like it or not. They're also excellent if you have a young person that you would like to join you in the workshop. Midi lathes have a little more swing, a minimum of 12 inches over the bed, with some going to 14. They will handle any of the turnings you see here on the bed. Small platters, bowls to about 12 inches in diameter, any furniture spindle you're likely to encounter. They cost between $600 and $1,500. Most manufacturers offer stands, which is an additional price but can be very useful. Of course, you can always simply place them on your workbench or build a stand of your own making, a great workshop project. Most midi lathes today come with a variable speed package, as you see here. It's generally a DC controller with a 1 horsepower motor. The midi lathe is what I consider to be a great general workshop lathe. Full-size lathes are the workhorses that used to populate mill houses, pattern shops, and trade schools. However, today they have been embraced by amateur woodturners who just really like turning. The result is that we now have some wonderful lathes with unimaginable features 20, 30 years ago. Full-size lathes sport swings as big as 22 inches, like on this one-way, making the turning of very large faceplate work possible. This is this bowl that we did on a mini lathe in comparison to these two. They also have the ability to add bed extensions to turn anything out to about 10 feet. So they're good for architectural turning and just about any furniture spindle that you can imagine. All full-size lathes today sport a variable frequency drive in combination with a 1.5 to 3 horsepower 3-phase motor. The frequency drive will actually make 3-phase from your house current at any cycle rate to control the speed. Full-size lathes cost anywhere from $3,500 to $9,500. The latter figure being if you add a lot of bells and whistles such as bed extensions. If you like bowl turning, a great feature of many full-size lathes today is the ability to make them into what's called a bowl lathe. For this one way, it's done by adding a short bed to the outboard side of the headstock, then swinging the variable frequency speed control over here so that it's in close proximity. You also reverse the direction of the spindle. So instead of turning this way, it's turning this way, making right-hand faceplates work out here. And we now just work from the other side of the lathe. We've virtually turned it around. This allows me to stand where the tailstock would be on a normal lathe and get great access and leverage while I turn bowls. It's a marvelous feature. It's done on other lathes such as this Powermatic by sliding the entire headstock down to the end of the bed and removing the tailstock. Well, I hope I've given you an idea of what's out there in the marketplace and that you can now make a wise choice as to what lathe you're going to buy. One thing to keep in mind though is your total budget. I've seen a lot of people spend a lot on a lathe and then have nothing to buy tools and sharpening equipment with. Some sharpening jigs and a grinder are going to be $200 to $500, and tools are anywhere from about $30 to $130 a piece. So it isn't just the lathe you need to think about, it's the total budget. This is Ernie Conover saying till next time, thanks for visiting.